Good morning. This is Lisa Lovestone with Matcha Morning and Bedhead Musings. I haven't made my smoothie yet, but I'm going to. I've already had 2 phone calls this morning. It's like I slept well after I didn't sleep well, if that makes sense. I fell asleep on my chase chair. And I was sleeping really good, really peacefully. And then I'm like, oh, I should get up and go to bed. And I got up and I went to bed and I laid down and I tossed and I turned and I tossed and I turned and my brain went blah, 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 blah. It's like, what the hell, man? Why? Why? So it was around 4, after 4, when I finally fell asleep. I was watching some very interesting videos of one of my her name is Karen. She also does dowsing rods, and since I've had issues, I'm having issues still. I don't know what's going on. I look to her because clearly her dowsing rods are telling her the truth every time. So she hasn't pissed anyone off yet badly enough to get attacked. So I just watched some of her videos, like 2 of her videos, for a couple of hours and just absorbed the information. So that felt good. And then really interesting stuff. And then when I got done, I was like, God, it's almost 4. I need to go to sleep. So it just showed up on my feed, on my YouTube feed, this guided meditation with some really cool background music. And I just hit play and I started doing it's guided. So I'm doing the things and then I'm doing the things and I fall asleep and then I hear him say something else and I wake up and I do it and then in my head. And then finally I was just out. I was out and I slept hard. I didn't turn my heat on last night. I'm like, no, I'm not turning my heat on tonight. I've got all the blankets. No way, I'm not turning the heat on. So I don't think it got below 50. So no reason for the freaking heat to be on. And the sun comes right up. My apartment, the windows, except for the door, face the east. And so the sun comes up and the sun comes right into my house, my home. And so my apartment is on the 2nd floor. So my apartment gets heated up immediately, first thing in the morning. So on a cold day, that's great because I can turn my heat off for a while when it's cold outside because the sun is warming up my place. But winter went by so fast, I can't even it's like November was last month. December, I don't even know what happened to December. Where did it go? And January was like a week ago. And I know that February is here because I had a birthday party. So, and so I really like that they, in some states in the United States, so in some states when you you register your car every year. In some states, you have to register your car, put the new tag on your plates, a year from when you bought your plates. So it happens the same month every year. And people always forget. I used to always forget which month it was. But here in Georgia and a couple other states that I've lived in, it happens on your birthday. So you don't forget. You get your registration updated for the year on the month of your birthday. So also February, I know that it's February because it was time to do that. Now, granted, I was transferring my license plates from my Nissan to my Subaru, so I was doing that anyway. I had to pay about $70 in late fees because Jiggies didn't get my paperwork in to the tag office on time. And so I had to pay the late fees. And I'm like, why do I have to pay the late fees? I'm not the one that's late. I've been calling them saying, hey, we need to get that paperwork in. I need to get my car licensed. I don't have a problem paying like taxes yearly to be able to drive legally on the roads, as long as they're fixing the roads or fixing the lamps when people shoot them or run into them in a car wreck. As long as the city is upkeeping, then I don't mind paying the taxes. The money comes back to me in that way, where the roads are good and drivable, and we have city streets that are lit up and we have city streets that are not lit up. So anyway, so the one road that's really a pain in my ass is Wrightsboro Road. I don't know what they're doing, but they're going to do something because they had a whole lane shut down. And last time I was in Grovetown coming back to Augusta, it took forever to get back. And I kept thinking, well, surely they're not even working on it yet. They just have the barrels blocking off. They're really good at that here. They'll block off a road a month in advance before they even start the work. It's like, what the fuck, man? Just don't block it. And don't block it for 2 miles. You're not working on the whole 2 miles. You're working on one little corner. Block off the traffic there. The mentality in the South. What are you doing? And then they were cutting down trees. They were cutting down trees downtown Augusta. Just before the hurricane, they were cutting down trees. So I went to the city meeting, the city hall meeting with the commissioners to say, stop it. Stop cutting down our trees. Work around it. I mean, if Savannah could work around the trees and build their city, we can. So just before the hurricane that took out thousands upon thousands of trees, the city, without any input from even their arborist. So the city is paying an arborist to be on standby to give them advice about trees and bushes and plants on city property. So they're paying an arborist whom they did not consult about, should we save this tree? Is this tree savable? No, they just cut them down. There's places downtown that are so hot now because it's just pavement and sunshine. No trees. It's hot as fuck. even on a cold day. Yeah. So it's like people who have always lived in the South, they take the trees for granted. But that hurricane, that was a lesson. People are figuring out, oh, we need these trees. Oops. They cut down trees to build houses and then they plant new trees. Instead of working around some of the trees that are healthy already. Just work around it. Trees are a valuable asset. They keep the air clean. They provide us with oxygen. They provide us with shade. They keep the area cooled off. Anyway, so I had no plans to talk about that. So I have my dowsing rods and my pendulums in salt. And I'll be taking them out before I go out the door. I'm taking them with me. I'm going to do a little Q&A outside. So, and I was supposed to shower this morning. I'm getting a phone call from M. I'll call him back. So, yeah. Okay, so there's a question I've been asking about my son repeatedly. And I'm asking the question repeatedly because I'm asking the question that's basically the same question, but in a different way to see if I can get some clarity. And my pendulum keeps giving me a different answer, like within the same sit down. Like I'll sit down and ask it a question and it'll say no. And then I'll ask it some other questions, and I'll come back and ask the same question and it'll say yes. And then it'll say no on another day. And then on another day it'll say yes. It's like it can't be both. It can't be both. So there's two questions I'm asking it, and it's saying yes and no. My pendulums and my dowsing rods. So it's either like, okay, so something that I realize is a truth is sometimes both can be true, right? So, like a really good question to ask where both a yes and a no can be true is about Frumpy. Is Frumpy gonna help bring about some hidden agendas within our government? Yes, he is. And that's good. But also what is true, is Frumpy dangerous to this country and to the world? Pendulums will say yes. So see, both are true. He's helping and he's harming. Both are true. So we have to sometimes realize that an answer could be yes and no. So we have to keep figuring out, asking more questions till we get a connection that helps us understand that both are true. So I'm seeking this out, but I don't know if it's because there's something wrong, with my pendulums and my dowsing rods. Am I still under some kind of attack in that kind of way? Or is there seriously both yes and no answers? So I've got everything's in salt. I've got sea salt and Himalayan salt covering all my stuff. Um, and, my house is so protected. I spent hours, like 3-4 hours cleansing and protecting my home. I don't understand, but, so much going on. Oh, okay, so let me get on track because I got to get going and go walk my dog. So I have a vision. It's not like a dream, but it's almost a dream. I just keep seeing it, that it might happen today. I don't know. So I'm not really following the news, but I'm seeing little tidbits here and there on Facebook or Instagram or somewhere. I see tidbits, but I'm not doing a deep dive to find out what's going on. I'm not going to get caught up in the insanity. But I know that there's something going on with some of Trump's Proud Boys that are ex-Proud Boys, I guess we're calling them. And they're mad at Trump. And because Trump, if anybody has been paying attention, he flip-flops. He's been flip-flopping since the 80s, right? He was a diehard Democrat. He was still gross and nasty, but he was a Democrat. Politically, he made a little bit more sense when he was younger. He's got dementia. Of course he's going to flip-flop, but he also cannot be trusted. And there's just too many light workers coming up with that same answer that it can't, there's too much backing that up, that he's got dementia and he can't be trusted. So I'm having this vision for a couple of days, and I kind of felt it would happen yesterday, but I don't see anything about it. But an attack on DC and those Proud Boys. Okay, so see, they're probably going to spill the beans, but what Trump did, what he and Elon did, was they took all that money, even though they had money, they were taking donations from their Republican voters saying, help me win, send me money. So all those hundreds of thousands of dollars, and all the hundreds of thousands of dollars from Elon Musk and from the Amazon guy and the Facebook guy, Zuckerberg, all the hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars, they've been taking that money and they've been giving it to Trump supporters all across the country. And they have been like flip-flop states, like Georgia was a flip-flop state because we've been red, we've been blue. And they moved them. They gave them thousands of dollars to move to Georgia from wherever they were, a state that was securely red. And they moved them here, and they bought them homes, even gave them money to start their own businesses so they would have a way, because a lot of them don't have much education. They can't get like a job at cybersecurity or anything like that. So they give them money to start like a lawn care business or a roofing business or something like that. Things that we need. So they gave them hundreds of thousands of dollars to move here. And then we had the hurricane, and we had more people come here to clear debris and get our electricity back up and stuff. So some of those people are still here. And that is how they turned Georgia red again. They brought people from somewhere else and brought them here. But what those people did is they went home and voted in their state, and then they came here and they voted in our state. Because we have early voting. Not every state does, but most states have early voting. There's no way you can get thousands of people voted in one day. It's not possible. I mean, Augusta has 200,000 people, over 200,000 people. There's no way everybody could vote in one day. So, yeah. So, anyway, I have a feeling these ex-Proud Boys that are pissed off because Trump said something, whatever. I mean, I really don't listen to him because he's just going to change his mind tomorrow anyway. So, they're pissed off. I mean, come on. The writing was on the wall the whole time. I mean, the writing was up in the sky. It was so easy to see. In big block letters. You can't trust him. He flip-flops. How can you back somebody like that? But anyway, it's fine. It's fine. Whatever. So I feel like because they've been taught how to, like they brought down, what was that, January 4th? On that day when they brought down the White House. And, tried to kill Mike Pence and some of our other people in government. They are going to, I see it. It might happen today. They're gonna attack Washington, D.C. like big time, maybe even with bombs. Now, I don't like the thought of bombs because people will get hurt. But, they didn't care who got hurt last time. So they're not really going to care who gets hurt this time. Because at the end of the day, the majority of our government is corrupt. We all know it. We all know it. The Reds and the Blues, they're just playing fucking games. They don't care about this country at all. So we do need change. I feel that I believe that Kamala Harris would have brought about change in a kinder, gentler way. I mean, we needed to get woken up. I think a lot of people are woken up now. However, there are still some people who are not, they're not seeing the picture for what it is. I was very, very attacked on Facebook yesterday or the day before by some lady. I said something on Facebook as a comment, and she was on there just like, get her out of this group. You need to do better with this group. It's a public group for the community. Get her out of this group. She's a liar. She, just like she was going total full on emo. Like full on emo. And just triggered like I don't know. Like a fish out of water, man. Just blah. So, I blocked her, of course, because I don't want to be attached to that in any kind of way. So I just blocked her. Block. And I love the block button. So that shut her up, because now I don't know what she's saying, and that's fine with me. So if there's an attack on Washington, D.C. this week, I would not be surprised. I kind of thought it was going to be yesterday. We'll see. I mean, this country needed changes. So you know what? If we didn't pollute, if we took care of the land the way the Native Americans did, right? If we were not mass consumers and mass consuming plastic and just, riding our bicycles more and driving our cars less, and instead of spending the day at the mall shopping, going out and hiking and being respectful of the land and not leaving your litter behind, if we were doing that, even 80% of our population in the United States, if we were doing that, we would be able to sustain this. I don't know how, but we would be able to sustain our population. But because we were not respectful of the land, we have destroyed some of the ground to where it can't grow anything anymore. We've robbed the soil of all its nutrients, and it can't grow anything. That's why rotation is so important. Some farmers are doing rotation. They realize, well, if we're going to grow food, we've got to. And just people, instead of living in shoebox houses piled on top of each other, everybody should have 5 acres, and have a fruiting tree and have your vegetables and have, 4 or 5 chickens. And I mean, we don't need anything from cows. We don't need milk. We don't need beef. We could live a very healthy life. The Native Americans didn't have beef. Cows were brought over here. They didn't live here. There were buffalo, which were healthy because they lived off the land, right? But, processed beef, yeah. We would have to stop farming beef, cattle, for 20 years. Now, this is just a guess. I don't know how long it would take. And let cattle go back to their natural ways. But we still don't need to drink cow milk. We're not cows. We shouldn't be drinking cow milk. So it's really hard on our digestive system. You shouldn't give milk to kittens. You shouldn't give milk to puppies. It's hard on their digestive system. So, cow milk. We would be able to sustain this population had we done things differently with wisdom. But this greed monster has taken over people. I gotta have this. I gotta have that. I gotta go do this. I gotta do that. No, you need to stay in your own lane, live on your 5 acres, and grow your food, and live a happy life, not a stressed out life. So if we could get to that place, which maybe in 200 or 300 years we can get there. I don't know. But the light workers are going to ascend. And I'm still not clear about that. I've gotten different answers from different places that I won't leave my son behind, and then also that he can't come with. So I don't think I want to ascend without him. Nope. I will go to the depths of hell with him. I'm not leaving him. So I need some more clarification on that. Okay, it's a beautiful day, and it's not 80, so it's bearable. I gotta go walk my doggy, get my clothes on, brush my hair, brush my teeth. I think I'll make a smoothie before I go, or I'm gonna run out the door hungry, and then my blood sugar is gonna go, ugh, and I'm gonna feel like shit. So I would be surprised if there's not an attack on DC this week. I would be surprised if there's not. So our government has been taken over by corrupt people. Were there corrupt people in there already? Yes. But Elon Musk is working with dark entities. So that makes it even more dangerous. The government behind the government also works with dark entities. And I was thinking I was in alignment with somebody that I thought knew what she was talking about, but she is wrong a lot. So I unsubscribed from her. I'm not watching her content anymore because she's been wrong too many times. But she doesn't verify anything. She just thinks she's right. That's no, you got to be careful with that kind of thing. So, where was I going with that? Oh, yeah, she's trying to convince, maybe she's changed her mind at this point. I don't know, because I'm not watching her content anymore. But she was of the belief that Elon Musk really cared about humanity. No, he doesn't. No, he only cares about himself. He doesn't even care about his children. He doesn't even care about his children. So if he doesn't care about his children, he sure as hell doesn't care about us. No. And I believed that he did. But then when I started asking the questions myself because something didn't feel right, I was like, no, my spirit guides are saying something completely different. And then I would back that up with what somebody else was getting. So a lot of it is our perception. When we see a vision or we see something like the remote viewers who remotely view, they're seeing based on their perception of things. So they still could be wrong, even though they're just seeing it with their own eyes. So, it's like this. You could be remote viewing, okay? And you see, okay, let's say, you know how it can be like you see a man kiss a woman and you know he's married, but you see him kissing somebody who's not his wife, like let's just say on the forehead or on the cheek or something, or holds her hand or something, and you perceive that he's cheating on his wife, right? That's remote viewing. You see a man kissing a woman that's not his wife, and you come to the conclusion that he's cheating on his wife. Okay? Well, maybe that's his sister, and she's very dear to him, and maybe she just had breast cancer surgery, and he's just really happy she's alive. And he's treating her very dearly, affectionately, because he's just so glad she's alive. And that's his sister, right? So, but as a remote viewer, based on your perception of what you just saw, you're going to come back and tell your masses that, oh, so-and-so was cheating on his wife with some woman. And that's going to be the message you're going to send. And thousands of people are going to believe it, but that wasn't the truth. You saw something, yes, but that you didn't see what you thought you saw. So I hope I'm explaining this well. So based on your perception, it doesn't matter if you're a remote viewer or not. You're seeing something, yes, but how you're translating that to your followers, you could be very mistaken. Right? That's why we need to verify. So, and you don't verify one thing to know that you're on the right track. You continuously verify with other light workers, to make sure that, okay, 3, 4, 5 of us are all on the same track. Okay. And also, both could be true. Sometimes. You could ask the universe a question and the answer could be yes and no. Both are true. So, we have to be very mindful of that as well. Both could be true. So, but I know this without a doubt. What's happening in the White House right now is not okay. It was not supposed to happen like this. It's not meant to happen. So every time people come up against Trump, he gets angrier and angrier and wants to hurt us more and more. He's a dangerous man and he can't be trusted. That has been what I have said all the time. That's not going to change. He's a dangerous man and he can't be trusted. So, frumpy. I think that wraps it up. I gotta go. You people have a beautiful day, and hopefully I can get online later with a Q&A if I feel like it's, it's a go, it's a green light with my pendulum or pendulums. And, I'm missing a pendulum. I had the clear quartz one, the amethyst one, and then I had another one. I haven't seen it in so long, I can't remember what it looked like. Oh. Yeah, I had another pendulum. Sometimes I use this as a pendulum too. I've had this necklace for years and years and years. I can use this as a pendulum. I could use potentially this as a pendulum. I could even, let's see, it's not heavy enough. Well, it might be, I don't know. But, you know, you can use any stone as a pendulum, right? This is real amethyst. This is real, what is it called? Oh, come on, Lisa, find the word. Chrome diopside. It looks almost exactly like an emerald, but it's a harder stone. It doesn't scratch as easy. So, because emeralds scratch real easy. I have an emerald ring that I do wear, but it's missing a stone, so I don't wear it very much. The stones scratch real easy. I have to not wear it like if I'm, you know, planting plants or doing dishes. But yeah, I don't think this is heavy enough. But I can use this as a pendulum. It's heavy enough, and I could definitely, this is heavy enough, I could use this as a pendulum if I was in a pinch. Like if I needed I'm out and about and I need a yes or no answer, I can use this. This is really cool. I think I showed you guys this. This turns. It just turns around and around. I don't know what the purpose of that is, but I don't know. It's beautiful. I love this. These are things you want to keep on you. What's the word for these things? Forgot. I think it starts with a G. Or starts with an O. Organites. Anything that's an organite. And I don't know why the word organite is used for these types of things. I've got organite pyramids. I gotta go. Love, light, peace, joy, blessings to all. Have a lovely day.